First strike. Admiral Sarah Chen stood at the bridge of the EFS Hyperion, Earth's most advanced warship, hidden within the dark side of Saturn. The massive vessel, spanning 3 kilometers in length, represented humanity's best-kept secret, a fleet of warships that no other species knew existed. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Admiral Lieutenant Rodriguez reported, his hands dancing across the holographic interface. Drachnid warships entering the solar system, counting 15 capital ships and their support vessels. Sarah's expression remained neutral, but her dark eyes gleamed with anticipation. For decades, humanity had watched as the Drachnid Empire expanded across the galaxy, subjugating peaceful civilizations under the pretense of protection. They presented themselves as benevolent guardians while systematically stripping worlds of their resources and autonomy. The Drachnids believed Earth to be another primitive world, ripe for conquest. Their scouts had observed humanity's apparent struggle with basic spaceflight, seeing only what humanity wanted them to see. Carefully orchestrated displays of technological inadequacy. All ships, battle stations, Sarah commanded, her voice carrying across the quantum entanglement network to the other 11 ships of the Terran Hidden Fleet. Execute Operation Thunderbolt. The Hyperion's quantum core hummed to life, its dark matter reactor channeling enough energy to power a small sun. Across the solar system, other ships of the fleet emerged from their hiding spots, some from within Jupiter's storms, others from dimensional pockets near Mars, and a few rising from the depths of Earth's oceans. The Drachnid fleet approached Earth with the confidence of countless successful conquests. Their massive ships, biological mechanical hybrids covered in chidness armor, moved in perfect formation. Their commander, High Marshal Vex Thor, had already prepared his standard subjugation speech. Unknown vessels detected. A Drachnid sensor operator shrieked, their compound eyes widening in alarm. Multiple signatures, impossible energy readings. The Hyperion led the charge, its quantum drives bending space-time as it crossed the distance from Saturn to Earth's orbit in seconds. The ship's advanced stealth systems, reverse-engineered from ancient technology found beneath the Pacific Ocean, made it appear to simply materialize before the stunned Drachnid fleet. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force. Her transmission cut through the Drachnid's encrypted communications with ease. You have entered restricted space. The Sol system is under humanity's protection. You will power down your weapons and withdraw immediately, or we will be forced to demonstrate why your kind has never successfully conquered a human world. High Marshal Vex Thor's mandibles clicked in agitation. This wasn't possible. Their intelligence showed humans barely capable of reaching their own moon. Yet here was a fleet of ships wielding technology that rivaled or exceeded their own. You dare threaten the mighty Drachnid Empire? Vex Thor responded, his translator converting his clicks and whistles into standard galactic. We have conquered 1,000 worlds. Your primitive species cannot hope to. The Hyperion's main weapon fired. A concentrated beam of quantum energy that sliced through the flagship's supposedly impenetrable shields like they weren't there. The beam didn't destroy the ship, but carved a precise pattern across its hull, disabling weapon systems and engines with surgical precision. That was a warning shot. Sarah's voice remained calm. The next one won't be. You have 5 minutes to begin your withdrawal. We will provide safe passage back to your territory. Across the Drachnid fleet, sensors reported impossible readings. The human ships seemed to exist in multiple dimensions at once, their energy signatures defying known physics. Their weapons operated on principles the Drachnids couldn't begin to comprehend. How? Vex Thor demanded. How did you hide this level of technology? Sarah allowed herself a small smile. We learned long ago that appearing weak when you are strong provides certain advantages. Your empire isn't the first to underestimate humanity, and I doubt it will be the last. Your time of unchallenged expansion is over. The galaxy is changing, and humanity will ensure it changes for the better. The Drachnid fleet retreated, their perfectly ordered formation now ragged and desperate. As they fled, Sarah knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy would soon learn that humanity had not only caught up to the spacefaring races, but had quietly surpassed them. In the depths of the Hyperion, ancient symbols pulsed with energy, the legacy of a civilization that had chosen humanity as its successor. The time had come for Earth to step out of the shadows and take its place among the stars, not as another conquered world, but as protectors of those who couldn't protect themselves. "Send word to the Council," Sarah ordered. "Operation Thunderbolt is complete. Phase 2 can begin." The stars seemed to shine brighter as humanity's hidden fleet took up defensive positions around Earth. A new age was dawning, and the galaxy would never be the same. Legacy of the Ancients. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility known as the Atlantis Complex, Dr. Marcus Zhang stood before a massive holographic display showing the location of every known predecessor site on Earth. The ancient civilization's artifacts have been found on every continent, beneath every ocean, hidden in plain sight for millennia. The Drachnids have retreated beyond the Kuiper Belt, his colleague, Dr. Elena Santos, reported as she entered the control room. Her dark hair was tied back messily, evidence of another all-night research session. But their long-range sensors are still trying to analyze our ships. Marcus nodded, his attention focused on new data streaming in from sites worldwide. Let them try. They won't understand what they're seeing. The predecessors made sure of that. The discovery of the first predecessor site 30 years ago had changed everything. What appeared to be simple geometric patterns carved into ancient rock formations turned out to be dormant quantum computers, waiting for the right minds to activate them. Humanity's unique neural architecture, the product of subtle genetic engineering by the predecessors hundreds of thousands of years ago, made them the only species capable of interfacing with the technology. "New activation in Australia," Elena announced, pointing to a flashing indicator. "The network is responding to our first contact with the Drachnids, just as the simulations predicted." Across the planet, ancient machines were stirring to life. Each activation brought new knowledge, new technology, and new responsibilities. The predecessors hadn't just left humanity their technology. They had left them a mission. Incoming transmission from the Hyperion. The facility's AI announced. Admiral Chen's hologram appeared in the center of the room, her expression serious. "Dr. Zhang, Dr. Santos," she greeted them. "The Drachnid retreat has confirmed our theories. They're gathering their full fleet for a counterattack. Our sensors detect quantum communications between all their major systems." Marcus manipulated the holographic display, overlaying the positions of known Drachnid forces with activated predecessor sites. "They're playing right into our hands. Each aggressive action they take triggers more activations. The predecessors designed their legacy to respond to threats against humanity." The room's lighting shifted as another system came online, this one beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. Ancient machinery, dormant for millennia, began producing quantum-entangled particles at an unprecedented rate. The predecessors' network was awakening, preparing humanity for the challenges ahead. "We've decoded another message segment," Elena reported, her eyes scanning rapidly across streams of data. The predecessors, they weren't just looking for successors. They were creating guardians. The holographic display shifted, showing the galaxy in its entirety. Countless points of light indicated other predecessor sites on distant worlds, all waiting for humanity to reach them. The Drachnid's expansion had inadvertently mapped many of these locations, though they had never been able to access the technology they found. They knew this would happen, Marcus realized, pieces falling into place. The predecessors knew that eventually, a species like the Drachnids would rise, one that would seek to dominate rather than cooperate. They needed a counterforce, a civilization that could stand against empire builders. Admiral Chen's hologram nodded. "And they chose humanity. But why us? What made us different?" Elena pulled up ancient genetic data, comparing it to modern human DNA. Adaptability, creativity, The predecessors saw in our ancestors the potential for both great destruction and great compassion. They didn't just give us their technology. They gave us the ability to understand the responsibility that comes with it. The facility shuddered as another system activated, this one beginning to construct quantum-linked communication nodes that would allow instant communication across the galaxy. The predecessor's gift wasn't just about military power. It was about connecting civilizations, building bridges instead of walls. The Drachnids will return, Admiral Chen stated. And they won't be alone. Other expansionist empires will see us as a threat to their dominion. Marcus smiled, watching as more sites activated across the globe. Let them come. The predecessors spent hundreds of thousands of years preparing humanity for this moment. We're not just fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for every species that believes in freedom, cooperation, and peace. A new alert caught their attention. The Antarctic facility had begun producing something new, designs for ships that could traverse not just space, but time itself. The predecessor's legacy was greater than anyone had imagined. Send word to all Earth Defense Force vessels. Admiral Chen commanded. Begin activation sequence Delta. It's time to show the galaxy that humanity isn't just ready to join galactic civilization. We're ready to help guide it toward a better future. As the orders went out, Marcus and Elena shared a knowing look. The age of hiding was over. Humanity would soon take its place among the stars, not as conquerors like the Drachnids, but as protectors. The predecessors had chosen well. Battle for New Eden. The skies above New Eden, humanity's first extrasolar colony, blazed with quantum fire. Admiral Chen watched from the Hyperion's bridge as the largest Drachnid fleet ever assembled dropped out of hyperspace. Over 300 capital ships, backed by thousands of support vessels. They brought their entire empire to our doorstep, Commander Jack Torres remarked, his hand steady on the tactical controls despite the overwhelming odds. Just as we predicted. Sarah allowed herself a grim smile. The Drachnids had spent 2 months gathering their forces, stripping their conquered worlds of protection to mount this massive assault. They couldn't allow humanity's technological superiority to go unchallenged. Their entire empire was built on the illusion of technological supremacy. All ships, execute formation Omega, Sarah commanded. The 40 vessels of the Earth Defense Force moved with impossible precision, their quantum-linked cores allowing them to act as a single entity. Activate the predecessor defense grid. Beneath New Eden's surface, ancient machinery hummed to life. The colonists had discovered the predecessor installation shortly after landing. Its presence confirming humanity's expansion path had been guided all along. Now, its power would be unleashed for the first time in countless millennia. High Marshal Vexthor's voice boomed across all frequencies. Surrender now, humans. Your technology may be advanced, but you cannot stand against the combined might of the Drachnid Empire. We will not allow your interference in galactic affairs to continue. The Drachnid fleet advanced in their traditional arrow formation, their biomechanical ships pulsing with deadly energy. Their first volley, enough firepower to crack a planet, lanced toward New Eden's surface. But the shots never landed. A field of quantum distortion surrounded the planet, catching the energy weapons and redistributing them harmlessly into subspace. The predecessor defense grid hadn't just stopped the attack. It had rendered it meaningless. Now, Sarah ordered, show them why the predecessors chose humanity. The Earth Defense Force ships activated their dimensional drives simultaneously. Space itself seemed to fold around them as they executed maneuvers that defied conventional physics. They weren't just flying through space. They were manipulating reality itself. Commander Torres directed precise quantum beam strikes that bypassed the Drachnid shields completely, targeting their ship's biological components with surgical precision. The EDF wasn't trying to destroy the Drachnid fleet. They were disabling it, piece by piece. Impossible. Vexthor raged as his ship's weapons and engines failed systematically. Our biological technology is perfect. How are you doing this? You mistake complexity for perfection. Sarah responded calmly. Humanity's strength isn't in our technology. It's in our ability to understand and adapt. The predecessors gave us tools, but we learned to use them in ways even they didn't anticipate. The battle unfolded like a complex dance. EDF ships phased through Drachnid attacks, appeared inside their formation at will, and systematically neutralized their ability to fight. It wasn't just a demonstration of superior technology. It was a display of human creativity and tactical innovation. But the true surprise came from the supposedly conquered worlds in Drachnid space. As their oppressors' fleet faltered, revolution broke out across the Empire. The subjugated species had been watching, waiting, and preparing. Humanity had given them hope, and now they seized their chance for freedom. Marshal Vexthor, Sarah's voice carried authority that couldn't be ignored. Your empire is falling, not through destruction, but through choice. The species you thought you had conquered are choosing a different path. You can either adapt to this new reality, or you can fade into history. The quantum sensors detected massive energy signatures as more predecessor sites activated across the galaxy. Each one responded to the presence of human ships, recognizing their chosen inheritors. The network was growing, strengthening, preparing for what was to come. This is impossible. Vexthor's voice had lost its imperial arrogance. We are the strongest civilization in the galaxy. We cannot be defeated by cooperation. Sarah finished for him. By the choice to protect rather than dominate. The predecessors didn't choose humanity because we were the strongest. They chose us because we understand that true strength comes from lifting others up, not pushing them down. The battle above New Eden marked more than just a military victory. It was the moment the galaxy realized that the age of empires was ending. Humanity had emerged not as conquerors, but as catalysts for change. As the Drachnid fleet surrendered, Sarah received reports of other species reaching out, seeking alliance with Earth. The predecessors' plan was unfolding exactly as they had foreseen. Humanity would unite the galaxy not through force, but through hope. Send word to Earth, Sarah commanded. Tell them it's time for Phase 3. The real work is about to begin. The Awakening. The halls of the Galactic Assembly on New Geneva buzzed with activity as representatives from 100 worlds gathered for the first time without Drachnid oversight. Dr. Elena Santos stood at the central podium, surrounded by holographic displays showing the awakening predecessor sites across known space. What we're witnessing isn't just an activation of ancient technology, she explained to the assembled delegates. It's the awakening of a network designed to unite species across the galaxy. Each site that comes online strengthens the quantum web connecting us all. The assembly chamber itself was a marvel of human and predecessor engineering, its quantum architectures allowing instantaneous translation and perfect understanding between all species present. Former enemies sat side by side, their differences diminished by the promise of a new future. Above the planet, the Hyperion maintained its vigilant watch. Admiral Chen monitored the proceedings from her bridge, knowing that this moment would define humanity's role in the galaxy for generations to come. New activation detected in the Carina sector, Lieutenant Rodriguez reported. The quantum signature matches the pattern we've been tracking. It's another Nexus hub. The holographic displays in the assembly updated automatically, showing the spreading web of activation. What had started as isolated points of light was becoming a vast, interconnected network. The predecessors hadn't just left behind technology. They had created a foundation for a united galaxy. Dr. Marcus Young's voice came through the quantum link from Earth. The Antarctic facility is responding to the new activation. Elena, you need to see this. The predecessors. They left us more than we imagined. The assembly chamber's displays shifted, showing data streaming from Earth. The Antarctic installation had revealed its true purpose. It wasn't just a manufacturing facility or research center. It was a key to understanding the nature of consciousness itself. The predecessors discovered something fundamental about the universe, Elena announced, her voice carrying the weight of revelation. Consciousness, when properly aligned and connected, can influence reality at the quantum level. They didn't just give us advanced technology. They prepared us to evolve beyond its need. The delegates murmured in amazement as the displays showed the theory in action. Human operators at predecessor sites were learning to manipulate quantum fields directly with their thoughts, their enhanced neural architecture bridging the gap between mind and matter. But the most stunning revelation came from the former Drachnid colonies. The oppressed species there had not been chosen randomly by their conquerors. The predecessors had seeded them throughout the galaxy, each with their own unique cognitive gifts. Together with humanity's capabilities, they formed a key to unlocking the next stage of galactic evolution. We are all part of their plan, Elena continued, not as servants or soldiers, but as collaborators in the greatest project in galactic history. The predecessors didn't vanish. They transcended physical existence, and they left us the roadmap to follow. In orbit, the Hyperion sensors detected quantum fluctuations unlike anything they'd seen before. The awakening wasn't just spreading, it was accelerating. Each activated site strengthened the others, creating a cascade of consciousness and technology that was transforming the galaxy. Admiral Chen watched as her ship's quantum core synchronized with the growing network. The barrier between technology and consciousness was becoming increasingly fluid. Her crew found themselves able to interface with ship systems directly, their thoughts translated instantly into action. This is what they were preparing us for, she realized. Not just to fight empire builders like the Drachnids, but to guide the galaxy towards something greater. Back in the assembly, Elena revealed the final piece of the predecessor's plan. They left us a choice, she explained. We can use their legacy to build a more connected galaxy, or we can follow their path toward transcendence. The decision belongs not just to humanity, but to all of us. The chamber erupted in discussion as species that had been enemies mere months ago found themselves united in contemplating a shared future. The age of isolation and empire was ending. Something new was beginning, something that would reshape the very nature of existence in the galaxy. The awakening has begun, Elena concluded, and it's just the first step on a journey that will take us beyond the stars themselves. Rising dawn. 5 years after the awakening, the galaxy had transformed beyond recognition. The combined consciousness of dozens of species worked in harmony through the predecessor network, turning ancient enemies into partners in an unprecedented era of cooperation and discovery. Admiral Sarah Chen, now serving as Earth's representative on the Galactic Council, stood in the observation dome of Unity Station. The massive structure, suspended in the dimensional fold between normal space and the quantum realm, served as the new center of galactic civilization. The last of the Drachnid resistance groups surrendered this morning, Commander Torres reported, his consciousness linking directly with the station's systems as he spoke. They've requested admission to the Federation of Allied Worlds. Sarah nodded, watching as ships from 100 species moved through the quantum lanes that now connected the galaxy. The predecessor's network had eliminated the need for conventional space travel, allowing instant transportation between any connected worlds. What changed their minds? She asked, though she already knew the answer. They witnessed the transcendence of the Centauri cluster, Torres replied. Seeing an entire civilization voluntarily evolve beyond physical form, it's becoming harder to deny the path the predecessors showed us. In the 5 years since the revelation of the predecessor's true legacy, different species had chosen different paths. Some, like the Centauri, had embraced transcendence, evolving into beings of pure consciousness and energy. Others, like humanity, had chosen to remain physical while exploring the boundaries between mind and matter. Dr. Elena Santos materialized beside them, her form shifting between physical and quantum states, a demonstration of humanity's growing mastery over reality itself. The Antarctic facility just finished decoding another layer of the predecessor archives, she announced. We finally understand why they chose Earth as their primary seed world. The observation dome filled with holographic data, showing Earth's unique position in the galaxy. Our planet sits at the intersection of 12 quantum ley lines, Alina explained. The predecessors didn't just choose us for our potential. They chose Earth because it's a natural quantum nexus, the perfect foundation for a galactic network. Below them, Unity Station's quantum core pulsed with energy as another group of worlds joined the network. Each addition strengthened the whole, creating a civilization that existed simultaneously in physical space and the quantum realm. Message from Dr. Jung, Torres announced. The first human colony has successfully established itself in the quantum realm. They'd found evidence of other transcended species, civilizations that followed the predecessor's path millennia ago. Sarah smiled, remembering the fear and uncertainty that had gripped humanity when they first revealed their true capabilities to the galaxy. Now they stood at the center of a peaceful federation that spanned dimensions as well as space. The Drachnids asked me something interesting, she said, turning to her companions. They wanted to know if we had planned this all along, hiding our capabilities, allowing them to expand until they stripped their empire's defenses for that final battle at New Eden. They still don't understand that the best strategies emerge from adaptation rather than rigid planning. Elena nodded. That's why the predecessors chose us. Not because we were the strongest or the smartest, but because we could adapt, improvise, and most importantly, learn from our mistakes. We didn't just inherit their technology. We inherited their wisdom. The station's sensors detected a new quantum signature, another predecessor site awakening on a distant world. But this time, it wasn't human consciousness that activated it. A species from the former Drachnid Empire had achieved the necessary level of quantum awareness on their own. It's happening more frequently now, Torres observed. Species are reaching the activation threshold naturally. The network isn't just connecting us. It's accelerating our evolution. Sarah watched as the new world's quantum signature joined the galactic network. Each addition brought new perspectives, new ideas, new ways of perceiving reality itself. The predecessor's gift wasn't just technology or power. It was the ability to grow beyond what any single species could achieve alone. Send word to the Council, she commanded. Tell them it's time to implement the Unity Protocol. The galaxy is ready for the next phase. As her consciousness merged with the quantum network, Sarah felt the combined hopes and dreams of countless beings flowing through the predecessor legacy. Humanity had emerged from hiding to become not conquerors or rulers, but guides, helping the galaxy's species discover their own paths to enlightenment. The rising dawn of a new age had truly begun, and its light would illuminate realities beyond even the predecessor's dreams.